The lesson.
Oh yeah.
We've got the O46 from Claymore in Adelaide, man. How you boys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, you guys have got the gig later on this evening at District. Shout outs to Luke.
Yeah, shout out.
And yeah, so what you guys probably don't know is that, from the moment that you guys put out Run, I caught straight on. And this is one of the interviews, probably like the most anticipated interview for me personally. Because of the style of music that you do, like the whole G-Funk influence. And the video of Run, like I'd never heard of Claymore. And then I seen the video and I was just like, who the fuck are these dudes? And where the fuck is Claymore? And it just brought a lot of, I was very curious.
Yeah, there was a lot of people thinking the same thing,
like I kind of feel like you guys have put, for lack of a better term, Australian G-Funk sound on the map, and you've put Claymore on the map. I'd never, when Cursor come out, I'd heard of Campbelltown, and certain dudes, like it's a hip hop thing, like NWA, Eazy-E, they put Compton on the map, and I kind of feel like you guys really did that with Claymore. And so I guess, 2019 is when the first joint drop, Run. And one of the memorable things for me was ET, like I think at the beginning, like the camera's spinning 360 and I think you've got the first verse.
Yeah.
And like you got the Loke sunnies on and shit.
Still got them on, buddy.
And I was just like, man, what the fuck is this? Like this is dope shit. And very unique, like Australian rap, we were kind of talking about it, there's different sounds now, like the things really progressed. You got your drill shit, you got your, I guess we'll call it boom bap sort of sounds. You've got the hooligan hefts kind of broke through that EDM mix with hip hop and that. And it's interesting because all those sounds to one degree or another have sort of been emulated. So like once Hooligan Hefts popped off with that sound, I've heard like other groups and other artists, make joints like that. Same with when someone comes out with drill, it comes like waves. But you guys have come through with the G-Funk sort of thing, and I've noticed no one else has touched it. And I kind of feel like no one's touched it because it's so unique here that if someone else touches it, it's gonna look, it's just gonna look like biting. It's just like they're just copping the O46. And also, I don't think it's a sound that just anyone can do. You know what I'm saying? It's
100%.
Like you guys are obviously really into G-Funk music.
It's
like
real hip hop. It's real hip hop.
Yeah, and I bet you guys have either brothers, parents, or yourselves have Tupac CDs, Dr. Dre CD. That's what I noticed straight away. I'm like, these dudes, I bet you grew up on the exact same shit that I grew up on. But I never thought I'd hear that sound coming out of Australia. I could never visualize it.
It was only because like I was listening to that type of music.
100%.
When I found out about Tupac, I tripped out. I was like, wow. 'Cause I didn't listen to music like when I was younger. And I got older and I was listening to music and I was like, wow, these guys are mad.
You're pulling it off real good, and that's why like I've followed all the singles and the albums and pretty much the majority of the stuff that you guys have done to date. Like I said, like I caught the first time that you guys came here, maybe a year-ish ago at Lion Arts. As soon as I seen that you guys were coming, it was part of that. You guys had a pretty big tour from memory, and I was just like, I have to see this live. Like I've heard the records, I've seen it on YouTube, but like. Now I need to actually see it live, and it was dope, man. It was real good.
Much love, man.
So look, as someone who is from Adelaide, I know nothing about Claymore other than what I've learned through you guys. So I guess before we even talk about the music, can you tell us a bit, because I think you guys are brothers and you're cousins. And are you?
Our dads are like cousins, first cousins.
Okay. So it's like family.
I've got grandmas and sisters.
Right. And then so are all of you guys grown up in Claymore?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing 046 is the last 3 digits of the postcode.
Nah. So 046 is now in New South Wales, all our landlines are 02, and then like Brisbane's all 03. Well, back in the day, like the areas had their own code for their landlines, and ours was 046. So every number started with 046, and it's from like the 80s. Like they just used to always say 2559 046 because 2559
So the postcode and the phone number.
So we were just always repping it as kids, like growing up, and then we were trying to think of a name, like, because we were gonna do 2559. We're like, nah, fuck, that sounds stupid. And then we're like, fuck, 046, and then we're like, yeah, that's it, that's the one. Like, it just sat good with all of us. So we're
Could
like,
have
yeah,
been
that's
anything.
the one,
You could have been something very different.
Yeah, right. So that's actually the number for the phone.
Yeah, so back in the days, everyone with their landlines will start with 046.
Yeah,
I think around like Claymore and Campbelltown areas, but like the Claymore boys just pretty much took that, and now when you think of 046 is tied to Claymore,
Yeah, no joke. And then so I think I looked it up once. Like Claymore is right at the end of the train line.
Yeah. So we don't have a train. We don't have a train
It's on the
station.
other side of Campbelltown.
It's on the other side of Campbelltown.
Campbelltown station,
Yeah, okay.
So we're like the other end, like when you live in Campbelltown, you got like the Claymore side of Campbelltown, and then you got like the other side, like the train station's like here, and then on this side it's like Claymore,
It's
Eagleville.
like the chatty side.
Yeah, and then on that side it's like all the nicer areas of Campbelltown, like actual Campbelltown, all those type of areas. So yeah.
So Claymore is like on the other side of the tracks of Campbelltown.
Yeah. So that's our local train station, Campbelltown train station.
Campbelltown on the mill.
Oh, so Claymore doesn't have its own train station?
Nah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so we're just like a little suburb, you know, compared to like all the other areas around us. We're pretty small.
Yeah, right. See, so because the way that you guys have put it on the map, for me, I'm visualising like Claymore's this big fucking place.
Yeah, no, keep visualising it like that. That's how we want it.
Yeah.
That's how we know.
It is the biggest state. It is the biggest area.
It used to be way bigger, but like pretty much all of it's knocked down, eh? So like now it's when you drive
There was
through
people everywhere back in the day, now you don't see anyone. Barely anyone.
You
And
drive
then,
through it and you'll be like, what are these guys rapping? This is where they grew up. But like, nah, it wasn't those houses. You'll see the old houses if you drive through them.
And so you guys all grew up in Claymore, and I guess West Sydney has a reputation for being, rough.
Yeah.
I've caught on to that from listening to the music. I kind of feel like, Cursor put Campbelltown on the map.
Yes.
And then,
But Curse's got some crazy fans. Eh?
oh man, he's got the illest fan base.
We went to
dude, like, they
bring
go
us out to
nuts.
his concert, and bro,
I think that was the first time we performed, eh?
yeah, crazy fans.
Oh really? The first time you guys performed was on a Cursor show?
Yeah, Cursor.
Good.
No, he's. So me and this guy performed once in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Like when I first got out the first time when we performed in Newtown, that was our first show that we ever all performed together, all 4 of us together.
Oh,
in Newtown.
no
So they did the
shit.
Cursor show. Like I didn't do most of the shows, but
How did you guys link up with Cursor that early on? Did you just catch on to what you were doing and just?
I think he respected it. Yeah,
He's
where we
been
came
showing
from.
love from the start, eh?
Yeah, straight out.
I swear he showed love
From the
from
get-go.
From the yeah.
get-go. Because
He must have just seen it,
I think he's
like-
even from Campbelltown, so.
Yeah, because he knows Claymore as well. He's mentioned Claymore in some of his older songs. He knows what Claymore is and all that too. So he would have just seen us come through and be like, "Fucking no, boys from my area are doing it now," you know.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly just Mount Druitt, the 1-4 boys popping off, and then everyone. And then in Melbourne, HP, shit like that. And then we came from where he came from, so it was more that mutual respect, you know.
Yeah.
No one was really putting on around like our areas, We sort of like started our own pathway and stuff.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Like I said, I ain't heard of Claymore until I checked your shit. And
Yeah,
straight up from the first song, because I think in the intro, there's like a disclaimer of some sort.
Yeah.
And then like there's like the news.
We used the news reports on that actual night,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that night was a crazy night, yeah.
Yeah, because I watched the interview that you guys did with Forte. Shout out to Forte.
Yeah, shout out Forte.
And yeah, something about like when you guys went to film that, like there was issues with the cops and
Yeah, they're trying to say
shut
we
shit
needed
down.
what was it, a permit to have this many people in a public area.
Yeah.
Which none of us knew anything about, because like
Nah.
we used to just kick him back in front of the shop, having a like that's where we used to link up as like growing up.
They told the videographer, it was like you gotta shut down, you stop filming, this and that. But we didn't end up shutting down. We ended up shooting up the whole clip.
Yeah, first sorry, last edition. So it was last edition that filmed. They did our first video.
Yeah,
Last edition.
It came out dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they
it's
did a
alright.
good job.
I remember watching it like 3-4 times after the first time.
I feel sorry for them, but because the cops were telling them to turn it off and we were telling them to keep going. Like, fuck you, we listen to.
They kept recording.
They kept recording, but we got
They
it.
did a hectic job, but I showed that last edition.
Yeah.
And then, so is Claymore like? Is it a multicultural area, and is there much of like?
It's pretty much multicultural.
Yeah, it was multicultural. Way back in the days, it was way more multicultural than what it is now.
They moved a lot of people out.
But even today, bro, it's
still
very
multicultural now.
multicultural.
But like back in the days when our dads were growing up, it was way more. You had your Arabs, your Asians, Islanders, even your Aussies. Like everyone stuck with their little groups, but everyone, you know, you're from Claymore. Everyone knew everyone. But everyone, like, you know, everyone was good with each other, and that's just the way it was.
And then, like, when you look at, I mean, I guess you could call it, respectfully speaking, a lower socioeconomic area.
Yeah.
When you look at areas like that all across the world, it tends to come with, like, you know, the gangs, the crews, the drugs, the violence. I'm going to assume that Claymore is similar in that sense.
Yeah, it's just as bad as any area, I guess. Like,
But then again,
it's just as safe as, you know.
Maybe back in the days it was like that. Like, there's not really much of that going on now, to be honest.
It's because a lot of, like, I'm telling you, like, probably only like 30% of Claymore is still standing. Yeah. So a lot of that's the reason why a lot of it's changed.
Because
the crime rate was through the roof.
Yeah. Now you drive through there, like there was a stage through Claymore that buses, taxis, pizza deliveries, they weren't allowed to drive through Claymore past 6 o'clock. So like that was their schedule, that like if they know past that time they can't go to Claymore. Like it was that bad back then, you know.
And you guys were around in that time when it was like that.
No,
this was even before us.
This was our dads and that.
This was like our dads and that. Like us, we like
didn't exist.
That rule stopped when we were.
A lot's changed in our generation.
Yeah, a lot's changed.
Different. It's nothing like that.
A lot's changed, but the morals and what we stand for is still the same as back then.
Yeah.
And so, what sort of era, like, I'm gonna guess then, when you guys are like in your teens, 15, 16, you know, when you sort of start mucking around and like experiencing the world and shit.
Yeah.
Was that like, what years was that? Was that like mid-2000s, like 05, 06?
I'm only 22 now, what?
I'm only 25.
Yeah, I'm only 22.
Only about like 5-6 years ago. When you really think about it.
Oh, wow.
5-6 years ago.
I'm pretty,
Yes.
No, me, like 11 years ago,
We're talking around like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, 2016, around there.
Okay, so
Now we're talking.
Yeah. So by that time, you reckon that it had cleaned up a lot, or it was still pretty rough around
Like cleaned
that
up,
time?
but then like not in the
There's
like,
still-
same way. Like it was still the same. It was just like it was like different. I don't know how to explain it. Like it was still the same.
There wasn't really much gang violence in Claymore at all going on.
Like the police labelled us as gangs, but fuck to us.
It's just
we're
everyone,
cousins, you know. We got
everyone knows everyone in Claymore, so it's just a big family. So there wasn't really much gang going on because
it was just that if you see, obviously for like, you know, growing up seeing one of
the boys
getting his chop, like you're not gonna just stand there because that was a no go for, especially going up to Claymore. Like even our dads like drilled that into us. You never leave one of your, especially family. You never ever leave them hanging. You never leave them behind. You never, you know, because you'll get a hiding for that.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.